So with that idea of wanting this year to be packed full of fun, I thought, okay, I want to do something in November or December because I already signed up for the Caribbean cruise, and then I wanted to do a trip, and so I kind of looked at my year and wanted to plan some fun things, and I had this wonderful destination. It was a beautiful city. It met all of my requirements for what I just love and is fun, but I never felt that feeling of just pull the trigger and plan this trip. This was for late November. And so I said, okay, universe, I want to feel that clarity of just pulling the trigger. I trust that there must be a reason why I'm not feeling like I should just pull the trigger. And I knew that the universe would give me an answer. And then the next day I did my meditation, and the answer came, what about the Pacific cruise? And I just thought, I would have never considered it in a million years because I just did the Alaska cruise. That's frivolous. That's crazy. You just went on a cruise. So it wasn't even in my consideration set. It was oh no, in a couple months I'll have some more fun. So I loved how that answered itself. And what if life is supposed to be so good that it's better than we would even allow ourselves to think of? It wasn't even in my consideration set.
We want to talk about this. We really like this theme you've got going here because it is nice to have an intention about something and to plan for it, to trend toward it, to let the juices flow toward it, and let the cooperative components be gathered about it. That's all really a good way to live, to plan those big events. But when we're talking about alignment or fun, alignment meaning the feeling of an emotion that feels good while you're having it. We're talking about those moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment things.
Sure.
A lot of fun is surprise. And what we would like you to consider is that while it is really a good idea to plan a trip and to get all your ducks in a row as best you can and to think about it in good feeling terms so that as it unfolds for you, it will be much of that. But there is something really delicious about moment by moment by moment. You know how in television programs or in the arts, they call it situation comedy. Well, we like that, don't you? Fun from the situation. Fun from the cooperative components. Fun that you can't have necessarily on your own with one singular train of thought or one singular perspective. But when you start meshing and merging together with others who are also cooperative components, or even if they're not, your inner being can guide you to the cooperative component part of even the most uncooperative of others. And it's really fun. It's really fun to feel, Esther calls it her magic, and she knows it's not magic, but she likes to own the room, so to speak, vibrationally. She likes to see things respond to the vibrational frequency that she's got going. She likes to see someone change their mind in the middle of a sentence, or someone who was coming at her with something she knew she didn't want get distracted and go someplace else. She likes watching the funnest of the funnest and the excellent of the excellence and the most of the most all coming her way because she's practicing her trending and she's in control of what comes, and that's fun. It is so fun to get an impulse. It came out of what felt like nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere. It's been trending. She just, for whatever reason, in her attitude of fun, in her attitude of lightheartedness, which is the best part of what fun is. It's that Esther used to say to Jerry, let's go get a Coke and pretend like we're on vacation. And what she meant by that, she liked that feeling from her former life experiences where it was vacation time, which meant it's not a time of responsibility. It's not a time of doing things for so many others. It's a time of doing what I want to do. Well, this is what we wish for you in all times. We want that to be your attitude because the universe is yielding to you. And when you understand how it all works and you stop feeling guilty when you're having fun instead of sacrificing, and instead you are operating from the upper half of the emotional scale most of the time so that you're trending that way, things get better and better and better so that things that seem sort of inconsequential but aren't, begin piling up in lovely ways until there can be just this stream of events that happens where you know you are so blessed. In this last few days, or maybe about 15 days prior to this cruise, four different important to Esther people, not up close to her, but friends, people she really cares about, have had four very consequential experiences. And they're the kind of experiences that when a good friend that you know is involved in them, you take it seriously and it can bring you down, 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 maybe even to a point of despair. But when you've been trending and rocking and rolling and feeling good and having fun, then as you interface with people that care about you and that you care about, and they're having something like that going on, you can focus without losing your place. And then clarity about what to do next occurs to you so that you're right on point. You talked about pulling the trigger. You don't want to pull the trigger just because it's time to pull the trigger, so to speak. And maybe that's not the best analogy in the world, but we all know what we're talking about. That point in time when you make the decision that this is a decided thing. Esther's been making great big decisions, the kind of decisions that most people would think that you should contemplate over a long period of time, and it will occur to her and she will know now is the time for this. And if she talks to some of the people that are up close to her that want her to be a reasonable person, she just explains to them, you should be way past expecting that from me. Because reasonable usually means considering the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses, which means shoot the good trend in the foot, which means kill the momentum. When you're weighing the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses, you're slowing your momentum way, way down. And the fun factor is going out the window. But when you get tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and fun is something that is a very strong intention, and you can find it almost everywhere you go. There is something fun in every moment. Esther knows for sure that if there were a camera on her all the time, that they would have locked her up a long time ago because she has so much fun with herself on her own at things that are just funny. And she talks about it right out loud. That's really funny, she'll say. Now, I like that. I got that. And she's talking to all of the non-physical friends who she has, who she knows are setting up endless things to surprise and delight her. Endless things to surprise and delight her. Now, maybe that's crazy. In human standards, it's certainly not normal. It is just not normal to be enjoying life so much all the time in the middle of a damn panic. Yeah.